So I'm Aaron,
And I'm Christian.
and we do blabs 3 to 4 times per week talking about small businesses and tech. Usually it's a compiled list of 10 plus items. And today we're doing 10 plus differences between Squarespace and Webflow. So this is mainly for people who are starting a website, looking to design their own website, or are just curious about creating a hobby website, I guess, too. So the difference between those two. All right, let's get going here with number one. I guess I'll tell a bird in a second. Okay, so number one, and like I said, let's just alternate. I feel that's a good rhythm we have going there. So number one, Squarespace was built and intended for anyone to try to build a site. So whether you have any design experience at all, you can create a Squarespace website and do quite a few things. You're able to, add pictures, add text, very basic, but it does allow you to create the website. It's very easy to pick up, whereas with Webflow, it gives you the ability to be more creative, but at the same time, it could also be frustrating for someone who's never designed a website or has never messed with Photoshop, because that does have a lot of Photoshop features.
Right. I would say Webflow is more of a Squarespace meets Photoshop. So number two, it's mobile ready. So both of these websites come mobile ready. So basically, what that means is that once you create your Squarespace website or Webflow website, it'll automatically make a mobile version of your website. And it will take the same elements that you've created on your regular website, and it will translate them and shrink them down into a mobile optimized websites. The only downfall here is that Squarespace, they do that automatically, so you don't have a chance to really change any of the layout of the mobile view. As Webflow, they do allow you to manipulate any of these elements on both versions. So you can have something laid out differently on the desktop version or the computer version, and something completely different on your mobile version.
Right, and I think they even break it down to tablet too. Like you got your cell phone, tablet, iPad, whatever you choose, and then desktop. So I thought that was a pretty cool feature. But I think that Squarespace, you can mess with the mobile, but the only option really is that you have it on or you have it off.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay, so number three, templates. One thing they can say about Squarespace is their templates are probably some of the best in the industry. They provide beautiful, big pictures, websites. They have all the coding up to date, so it's really optimized that way. And anybody who's designing a website, whether you're a photographer, wedding planner, or a small e-commerce business, you can set it up. Now, Webflow allows you to use their templates. There's some free ones, not very many, and then you do get into pricey ones. So there's some that are like $7, some that are $39, some that are $45. But the cool thing about Webflow is that you can code if you would like to. So you can create your own or start from scratch HTML and upload that one. Or you could find one online or hire a developer and say, hey, I want you to develop this template for me, and you can upload it straight to Webflow. I don't know. We've messed a little bit with the development of Squarespace or the developer mode. And I don't know if you could do something like that, completely break their code. I'm sure if you were a pretty good developer, you could do that too. But I don't know if that's an option or not within theirs.
Yeah, I love Squarespace templates. They're pretty awesome. The only thing is, of course, you're limited by that same thing, except for if you go into the developer mode. But again, this is for people who probably maybe never mess with HTML or CSS or anything like that. So
right. or even know what we're talking about when we say HTML or CSS,
Right.
like what it is.
Number 4. So customer support. From what we've done so far, I think Squarespace have an excellent customer support. They usually answer pretty quickly to their emails. And they also have a live chat feature. So anytime you're in a rush and you don't want to send emails back and forth, you can always open up a chat and talk to them. I believe they usually say 40 minutes or something for chat response.
Right. Or less. They actually show you how many people are in queue, which is daunting,
Okay.
but they get through them pretty fast. They have a pretty good sized support team.
Yeah. And then also both communities, they both offer tutorial videos. There's a lot of information on both of these services online. They have communities, forums, and all that stuff. So it's very easy to just go online and find the answers that you're looking for instead of initiating a chat or an email. We usually, leave that as a last resort. We try to look up ourselves, what's the problem behind, something that we're having. So.
Right. Okay, and that was number 4, right? Okay. Number 5, blogging. So Squarespace, if you are blogging and you're choosing between Webflow and Squarespace, your best option is to probably go with Squarespace. They have an integrated blogging system. It's set up to do tags. You can do your archives. It's just a lot more features. You have their little bubble. If you ever mess with Squarespace, you have the ability to do more with the little bubble that they give you on those pages, adding custom images or text. So, and it's already set up, SEO, all of that. Everything is integrated and fully up to date as far as their back end coding with that. Webflow does allow you can create a blog. You can do a blog there. It's just not as user-friendly. It's not as integrated into the website as Squarespace.
So number 6, web hosting. Web hosting and trial versions too. So basically, Squarespace offers, I believe it's a 7 or 14-day trial. So you can actually mess around with Squarespace, build your website, see the capabilities that they have and all that stuff. For 14 days, I think that's a trial period. After that, you actually have to subscribe to Squarespace and pay the membership. Right. I believe the cheapest one is $8
for Squarespace. Yeah, they recently changed their pricing, so I'm not as familiar with it now. It may have went up to $12.
Okay, but they do also offer a lower tier where it's just $5 or something like that, but it's for a one-pager website or something like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, exactly. That was a new feature that they added with that as well. I think, it may even be as little as $3. I don't know, but it's very, very small. And right. I think they're trying to make it like a landing page, it seems like, but they call them cover pages, which we talked about before.
Also, the other thing with Webflow is they offer to do, you can mess around with Webflow as long as you want. You can create your website completely, have it ready, completely free. This is completely free, so you can mess with the whole interface. No charge at all, no credit card, anything. Now, if you want to go live with the website, that's when they charge you. They charge you for the hosting and the CMS hosting, which basically is a customer interface where you can go in, other people can go in and change things in the website. Right. And I believe Webflow starts with $15 for the basic hosting.
Right. And that's I don't know. It's pretty good. And that's what was I going to say? They have for different tiers too. So if you're a designer or developer, you can move up in the pricing tier and get up to I think it's pretty good pricing as far as what you can do. So I think for $70 you can do 100 or so websites, which is awesome for a developer. I mean, that's very low cost, especially if you're doing work or support for your customers. Agreed. Yeah. Did you touch much as far as the Squarespace hosting? There's really not much you do with that. It's literally if you have a domain, there's not much else you can do with the hosting. You don't have to worry about that avenue at all because they handle most of it for you or all of it for you.
Right. I mean, yeah, I think both. I mean, both platforms do.
Okay. Well, okay. Then I guess I was confused as far as I thought that you could bring in a third party hosting and host it, and then Webflow would charge you for that. Or do they offer that and it's just an additional fee to host it for it?
I think they do host it for you. I don't
Okay.
really look at the website.
Okay. Well, while you're looking at that, I'll move on to number 7. So, do you really need to know HTML and CSS? What is that? So, it helps. There's no way around that. It definitely helps. Both of the websites advocate that you don't need to know coding, and you really don't. But depending on the type of vision that you have, if you're creative and you like, oh, I want my text to like come flying in from the left-hand side, and I want it to switch colors, and this image to flip to a 3D image, then you're going to need to know some coding. The basics with these are very static websites. Now, with Webflow, you're able to add code very easily. You can add the code, you can change it, you can style it better, you can fix nuances that are going on with the website. And with Squarespace, you have the ability to do more styling with CSS, but as far as like different things like text coming in or so, you will need to know code as well. But I think both options are both website are possible to do that, but you do need to know what HTML and CSS are. So to get back to that original, like CSS designs the website, HTML is a type of language for your website, telling it what to do, like to come in from the side to do a 3D image or something. All that being said, there are forums on Squarespace and Webflow, and you can ask people, and they'll say, "Hey, here's the code for this. Copy and paste it here." I mean, on Squarespace, it's very easy. You just go down to like custom CSS, drop it in. But some knowledge of it is going to help you. And I believe that although both of them advocate that you don't need coding, it is pretty much needed.
Correct. Number 8 is metrics. So basically, Squarespace has an integrated metrics tab, you can call it that, and they basically give you information as far as like page visits, what type of platform your users or visitors are using. Mm-hmm. They do offer sales metrics if you do sell products on Squarespace, and all those things. As an added bonus, you can also add things like SumoMe, which they have a whole bunch of tools to help you keep track of metrics and increase conversion rates on your website as far as newsletters and all those things. And also you can add Google Analytics to both of these actually. The same thing with SumoMe. SumoMe works well with Squarespace and Webflow, and same with Google Analytics. The only thing that we couldn't find was Webflow having this capability of built-in metrics within their system.
Right. And I don't know how it would be integrated as far as like the dashboard with the Squarespace. All the metrics are in like one location and it's just right there in front of you. But I mean, I almost prefer the Squarespace analytics are fine, but just I would prefer to play around with the SumoMe stuff. And I think we have to still say that we're not affiliates, but love the products, and it's very easy to use. You don't have to log into your website to use it. You log into SumoMe, so it allows you right there. It's very easy to use. So I don't think that's a detour for anybody who's choosing between the two of them. Both offer the analytics that you'd need, or metrics rather. Okay, number 9, payment acceptance. So if you have customers who are purchasing from, other countries or purchasing from somewhere that they just mainly use PayPal, you will not be able to use this on Squarespace. Now, you can make it work. It just will not work well with your website. There will take some coding and some CSS to do it. So payments can be accepted on PayPal through Squarespace, but their main integration is Stripe. And Stripe is basically number 2 with Squarespace or with PayPal. It does everything the same way. It's secure. It's just not PayPal. So if your customers care about that and they care about keeping their PayPal account and not creating a Stripe account, just go with Webflow, because Webflow allows you to just take the code, plug it into your website, and you can just go. So that, I mean, that's really all there is with it. It's if you're trying to do PayPal on Squarespace, I do not recommend it. It's possible, but suggest against it. Well, I think we actually even tried to do that, and not one person's even purchased for one of our clients has even purchased from PayPal or Stripe. Actually, they've just purchased from their credit cards. Like, you know, as long as the site's secure, they feel safe.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean that, for example, we've done a website where the company wanted just a simple, PayPal button on their Squarespace website. And that's possible. You can do that. It's whenever it comes to an actual e-commerce website, at the checkout page, there's no way to put that PayPal. It's really hard to integrate that into the system.
Right.
It doesn't play well with the products that you have in your store.
Right. It'd be trying to go through 2 different systems to work with it. But what you're talking about is just getting an image offline of the PayPal and saying, hey, this is PayPal, and then adding a link to it, which would be very easy to take them to purchase something else or to take you to another payment method.
Right. Number 10. Woo, we made it. So number 10 is you can duplicate websites with Webflow. What that means is, as a designer or a company, you can create your website for X company, and you can, if you have Y company coming in and they want something similar to that, you can actually copy and paste that and change just certain things on that website, and you got a brand new website. With Squarespace, you can't do that. You always have to start from scratch. We say scratch, but it's really, you have to start from the templates that they give you.
Right.
I mean, that's basically it. I mean, that capability of being able to duplicate those websites, it makes it a lot easier for designers, a lot faster for designers too. So if you already have something that what works well with, for example, doctor's offices, that means that you can kind of like grab that template, and use it for another doctor's office and change several things, make it a little bit different, but you still have that structure there already.
Right. So one feature that's not the same but is different but similar is the ability to change in and out of templates with Squarespace. So if you don't like a layout within their templates, you can easily look at what it would look like, or to view it as what it would look like if it was a different template. And if you like it, you can switch it over. Some things may not go over well. We have never actually changed a fully completed website and switched it over to a new template. But now I'm kind of curious to try it out. So definitely not duplicating, but it can be changed. So I just thought of that one actually. It was kind of a cool feature. But yeah, we need to figure out a way to duplicate Squarespace websites for people out there. All right. And since this is 10 plus, we have a number 11 here. So Webflow allows workload to be shared among multiple users. Now, Squarespace does allow this as well. You can invite a few contributors based off of your pricing package. So if you have just the basic pricing package, I think you can add like one contributor. You move up in the pricing package, you add another one, and then it tops out at like 3 or 4 people that can be there. The only thing that's bad about Squarespace and the multiple users is that if you're both on the same page trying to edit something, like, Christian's up at the top editing the header, I'm down at the bottom editing the footer, if he changes something and then I go to save my data, it could mess up something with his. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. It can be buggy. Now with Webflow, we can have, I don't know how many people in there at once, but you can have multiple people in there editing one website, one page at the same time without any bugs.
Right. I think we try to, because right now we're working remotely. So he's over in Texas and I'm in Oklahoma. So we're both sometimes working on the same website, but we try to keep off if the same page. So if he's working
Right.
on a certain page on the website, I'm working on something different, just so we don't come up with those problems. Because it's happened
Right.
before where, I mean, we're both doing
Right.
stuff on the website. I save it, and then Aaron's like, well, I can't save it over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, all the data gets lost. So,
Right. So I think that is it. We got to number 11. Like I said, we do this 3 to 4 times per week and post them to our YouTube page. I'll post the link to our YouTube page down in the comments section. And then for those who are viewing this on YouTube, you have the ability to just copy and paste our notes, the show notes, inside the YouTube text. So you can just go there if I want to see it. Sometimes people want to read it instead of watch the video. So you can just take our notes that I put there. Other than that, please subscribe. I'm trying to push this agenda right now. We need 100 subscribers to change our backslash URL. So it's not that Hanel U-07 whatever. We want it to actually be our company name. So if you could subscribe, we would appreciate it. Thanks, guys.